phrase over and over again, but actually talk about it. Now, with this keyword phrase, for example, dog crate sizes, just think about what your keyword phrase actually means, and then try to build a web page surrounding that keyword phrase where you're actually teaching people about that concept. Now, this is another one of the key things that I like to do when I'm building my Amazon affiliate sites. I'm not just simply building a site to refer a sale on a product. If all you do is build a site that has just a page for every different product you want to promote and all you're doing is reviewing and trying to refer sales on those products, you'll find that your success rate is fairly low. You'll get really low conversion rates even if you can bring in a lot of traffic to your sites. So what I have done with my sites as a way to get around this obstacle is, instead of trying to force your sales upon your website visitors, try to help them instead. Try to figure out what it is that they're looking for. When somebody goes to a search engine and they're typing in a keyword phrase, 9 times out of 10, they're not immediately looking to buy something. They're looking to learn something. So what you want to do is to be the middleman, put yourself in the right position to pick those people out of Google, to teach them what it is that they want to learn, and in the process you can help to guide them along to purchasing the right product for their situation. Now, just to give you a real-life example, on this site, dog crate sizes, I have actually done some research into this niche and figured out that a lot of people really aren't sure of what size of a dog crate to buy for their dog, dependent upon their size. So this was one of the primary focuses of my website. You can see a little further down here on the page that I have these different sections that state the sizes of the crates, the weights, the different styles perhaps that they come in, and I've even included some custom graphics along with them just to indicate a general size of the dog. So people could visit this page and quickly be able to figure out which one of these they might need to click on. I have a Cocker Spaniel, for example. This is actually a silhouette of my actual Cocker Spaniel dog on this website. But if I was just a website visitor coming to this site and had a Cocker Spaniel and wanted to get a dog crate for him, I would quickly identify with this section right here and click on it and move on to the next part of my web page that is actually reviewing and promoting a type of product that I might be interested in. So this is how you can not only satisfy your need to refer sales on products so you can obviously earn commissions and make it worth your while to build these websites, but then you're also satisfying the needs of your website visitors on top of that and actually providing them with the information that they are looking to find. And this helps you build a level of trust with these people since you're not actually going to get a chance to meet them or speak with them in person. So the content on your site is how you're building that level of trust with them. And this is something that I have found to be very, very important, and it makes a major difference when it comes to building my sites. Now, just to show you one other example here, I don't want to make you think that dog crates, how do I create those dog pictures? I do Photoshop also, RC. I actually will just take a standard picture of a dog, for example, and go into Photoshop and essentially change it to all black and white and turn the actual dog itself into a silhouette and then just wipe out the rest of the background. There are graphics out there that already exist. I could take just a second and actually show this to you. If you go over to Google and do an image search for something. I could type in dog crate sizes, and you can see that some other people have used a silhouette. This is actually kind of where I got the idea from to use these silhouettes on my page. But then up at the top here, under, I thought they used to have it up at the top here. I know you can do it through the side. If you go over to advanced search, down at the bottom, you filter things by a license. You can actually pick out the images from Google that are actually labeled as being free to use or share. Use these as your base graphics, for example. And then you could take those graphics and modify them yourself, or perhaps have somebody else modify them. You can get really quick, easy, simple graphics work done on sites like Flippa, for example. I suppose I'm a little lucky in that regard. My actual college education actually revolves around computer graphics. I actually went to school for computer animation, so it just happens to be why I know how to do stuff with Photoshop. But then there are plenty of other ways that you can go about getting this. You're welcome, RC. Thank you very much for your comments. Pat, I'm glad you get it. Pat says, this webinar answers so many questions I've been trying to figure out. You're very, very welcome, Pat. Glad it's been helpful for you. Now, let's see. I was going to show you guys this one other website real quick before I actually move on to teach you a few other things here. This website, Bass Guitar Brands, I haven't looked at where it actually stands in the Google rankings in a while, I don't believe, but here we go. I'm number 1 still. As you can see, I'm actually ranked above nationally known guitar websites. For example, guitarcenter.com. I don't know if you guys know anything about guitars or not. I play guitar also, not a bass guitar. I play electric guitar. But Guitar Center is like a major national retail outlet for guitars, and so for me to be able to top guitarcenter.com should really indicate that I have done something correct here in terms of my ranking strategies. And one other thing that I should point out about these sites that I'm showing you guys, these are not brand new websites that I just threw up yesterday. I'm not using any kind of Google loophole or some type of trick that I have figured out to essentially fool Google into giving me good search engine rankings. These are sites that a lot of them that I built as far back as like 2010 or 2011, and they still to this day have #1 Google rankings. And the reason for that is because Google actually appreciates the content that I put on my websites. And this brings me to my next point. The content that you're building on your websites. And this also kind of goes back to the very, very beginning where I was talking about those diehard marketers that sell you those products that are deceiving in a way, because a lot of these products will build automated content for you. And this sounds great. Why would I want to spend hours or days writing all of these articles for my websites when I can just click a button and have it all done for me? Well, the good reason why is because that automated content is not going to provide you with any type of long-term success. Even if you happen to get lucky with automated content and get a good search engine ranking, come back a year from now and tell me that you still have that great search engine ranking, and I will reconsider my views on automated content. But I have yet to find any automated solution like that that is going to not only get you good Google results, a month from now, but also will retain those results from you a year or 2 years or 5 years from now. Because ultimately, when you're spending the time to build these sites, you want them to stick around for years to come. That way, you can build one site at a time that is producing an income for you, and after a couple of years, you might have dozens of sites out there, each earning hundreds of dollars a month for you. And this is really how you can build Amazon sites into being a full-time income. What's a good way to maintain good links? Are you referring to backlinks coming into your website, Andrew? Okay. Backlinks are actually the least important aspect of my entire Amazon site building strategy. I will build a couple of backlinks to each of my sites, but my primary focus with those backlinks are to go for highly reputable major websites, like get a link on Google+, get a link on Facebook, get a link on YouTube, for example. But in terms of going around and like leaving comments on websites and punching in a link for it there, you're really not going to do a lot of good for your sites that way, especially if you're depending on backlinks to get rankings for a website that has automated content, for example. There's really only so much that you can do. 10 years ago, you used to be able to simply flood a website with backlinks, and no matter what was on that website, it would get good search engine rankings. But it simply isn't the case anymore. The content has to be there first for everything else to fall into place for you. So in that regards, I really don't do a lot in terms of maintaining my links. I simply go out there and get a couple of reliable links from the very beginning that I know are going to be quality links and will remain to be quality links far into the future, and then I just simply don't worry about everything else or trying to constantly update my links elsewhere. Good LSI keywords on site? I'm not quite sure what that question is. I do use LSI keywords. LSI keywords is essentially semantic keywords, which is kind of what I was referring to when I was mentioning that you want to build your Amazon site and write your content to be about your subject instead of actually just repeating your subject over and over again. For example, with bass guitar brands, you don't want to just be saying bass guitar and bass guitar brands this and bass guitar brands that. I've actually gone through and built a page for a number of different bass guitar brands. So this is these are all essentially semantic keywords of my primary keyword phrase because they all relate to this term. Collectively, all of these together are bass guitar brands. Let's see, Stan, besides good content, my top focus is typically research. Making sure that my sites that I have picked to build are actually going to be profitable websites for me. And beyond that, then I focus on my content, and from there, I really feel like everything kind of falls into place. I find that my marketing efforts are not necessarily needed. I can do more marketing on my websites to continue to boost traffic on them, but I've also found that just simply the research and the content in the beginning can get you at least some traffic to start with. And in a lot of cases, it can be enough traffic to actually sustain your site and to make it profitable for you. You're right, Sasmi. I don't use video on these sites, at least. I do have some sites where I use video, but it really just kind of depends on the site. I don't like to make essentially useless videos, and I don't really reuse videos that are already out there in existence. But then if there is a situation where I can perhaps maybe I already own a particular product that I want to promote, or maybe it's even an affordable product. You can actually go to a store and purchase a product that you want to promote on your website and then record yourself doing like an unboxing review of that product. Put that on your website, put it on YouTube, and link everything up together. And it can be a good strategy to use to bring in traffic to your site and to produce sales, but it's not a tactic that I feel like has to be used on every website. It's more of a tactic that I feel like I like to use when it feels right for me, when I feel like I can actually produce a quality video that will help people. Bill was asking, I recommended a product earlier today in email called Jewelry Clone. The thing is, I do recommend some automated products, and the point is to not go out there and grab every automated product. But if there is an automated product that is in a niche that you are considering going after, it is okay to use automated content. But the key difference is you want to make sure that you are also including your own unique content along with it. Any automated products that I ever recommend, I really don't recommend using them just by themselves. It's something that you would need to take and build upon to get the best results out of, in my opinion, at least. However, with the clone products, actually, they do continually provide new content and product information in there. So in that regard, it is a mile better than most of the other automated products that are out there because they are continually updated. Let's see. Sonia says, as a totally new affiliate, where is the link that sends readers to Amazon so I get commissions on the Bass Guitar Brand's website? Well, none of them are actually on the main page. On some of the secondary pages here, I will have like a comparison chart essentially that is reviewing these products, and then these links will direct you along to Amazon. Let's see, can you talk a little bit about the type of themes that are better for Amazon purposes? Sure. The next thing that I'm going to get into for you guys is I'm actually going to pull up a WordPress website. Now, this WordPress website is downcomforterguide.com. I have not actually gotten around to completing this site in terms of an Amazon affiliate yet, but it's actually something that I'm going to be building live through these webinar programs starting in early August. But for now, I'm going to be using this site just so I can show you a couple of different of my personal preferences when it comes to creating and setting up Amazon affiliate websites, for example. Pat was asking about themes. I'm assuming you're talking about WordPress themes. My favorite theme to use on almost any WordPress site is called Weaver 2. Weaver 2 is completely free. You can find it by simply going into WordPress. You go to Install Themes, and then simply search for your theme right here. Just type in the name, Weaver. And there's actually two that will come up. This is the original Weaver, and this is Weaver 2. Weaver 2 just offers a lot more theming choices, especially pre-built theme designs. Just to show you really quickly here, an example of what this theme can do, you have all of these sub-themes here that are built into Weaver, and you can just simply select one of these themes and set it on your site and quickly change, the overall design of your website. So this is one theme that I feel like can offer a wide variety of website designs. So I can pick one of these that I like, and then I can actually go through and change the minor details of the site through all of these different options right here. See, you can change like the colors in fonts, layouts, your menu colors. Pretty much any colors that are used on the site you can easily change using this Weaver 2 theme. So it's a theme that I find myself using on most of my websites. You may also notice down here that there is a pro version of the Weaver 2 theme. I've never purchased it. It does offer even more features, but I honestly don't feel like there is a need for the pro version unless you're specifically looking to do something that it won't let you do in the free version. But honestly, I've found that all the customization that I am typically looking to do on a WordPress site can be done with just the free options that are available. So for that reason, this is a theme that I also commonly recommend to other people to use, because I feel like it just works for a wide variety of situations. And then you can go in and easily set a new header background image by simply uploading your own image file to your site, or you could use a blank image or one of these default images and simply have the name of your website printed out in your header area instead. So there's really a ton of different aspects about Weaver that can be customized. Now, when you first set up a brand new WordPress site, there are a few things that I always go and do first before I move on to actually building my website. Now, some of these things are found over here in the WordPress settings. On the general page, you obviously want to make sure you're setting your title and your tagline here, because those will typically be used on your public website. Now, another thing that I will often do is I don't like the way WordPress typically creates a blog-style website where they're simply listing each of my different posts one after another on the home page. What I like to do is to create my own customized home pages. And I'll do this by simply creating a WordPress page, and then in the reading settings of the site, you can simply set one of your pages as a static front page instead of having the standard blog post listing. Like on this site, dog crate sizes, this is what I have done here. Instead of listing all the blog posts, I've created my own custom page that has some content, and then everything down here at the bottom is actually some custom HTML coding that displays all of this information in the way that it is displayed. I'll be getting to the Facebook link in maybe another 30 minutes or so. Sasmi, if that's okay with you. I'll be moving on to, I'm going to show you guys a few things in Facebook last tonight. So I'll be moving on, and I'll show you about the link there, and also some additional things that you can do. What was the setting after reading? Are you talking about on this page, or are you talking about further down the list over here, Rhonda? Okay, down the list. Why did Windows Explorer stop working? Hold on just a second, guys. quite sure what happened here. Okay, I'm good now. Okay, over here further down the list on settings, discussion, yes, this is being recorded, and I will send a link out later this evening or early tomorrow to anybody that was registered for this webinar, so you'll be able to get the recording from this entire thing so you can watch it back over. You're welcome. Thank you, RC. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm glad you're already in that too. This will be very similar, except I will actually be building a complete website from start to finish for you guys when that starts. Now, here on the discussion page, you might have noticed, if you've ever run a WordPress site before, you might have noticed that you receive a lot of comments, but almost all the time they are simply spam comments. So I will typically close comments on all of my websites. All you have to do is simply uncheck this box right here that says allow people to post comments on new articles. If you already have some existing articles on your site, make sure you check this one too and set this to 0 days, and this will automatically close down comments on the existing articles that are on your website as well. Because 9 times out of 10, or even often more than that, probably 99 times out of 100, the people that are actually leaving the comments on your site are just spam comments. They're typically not real useful comments. So I typically just disable this from the beginning, and I don't even worry about it. Now, another thing that is extremely important to do, down in the permalinks settings of your site, you want to make sure that your settings here is set to post name. And what this is doing is, on the end of your website address here, you can see that it's using an actual name for your post instead of the default, which is just using a number to represent your post. The reason why you want to use this is for search engine optimization purposes, because the title that you are setting for each of the pages on your site will then be converted into text and made into the URL for that particular page. So it helps to put your keyword phrases in your actual website addresses for you. Do I allow people to sign up to a list because most are also spam addresses? I do use some newsletter lists on some of my Amazon affiliate sites, Pat, if that's what you're referring to. Again, it kind of just depends on the situation, the type of products that I'm promoting. If I'm in a niche where I know that a customer that buys from me one time is highly, highly likely to need to return and to buy something from me again on down the road, I will try to use a newsletter list if at all possible to do so, because you want to have some type of ongoing contact with that customer, a way that you can reach them down the road. One particular real-life example of this is any type of website or product that you're promoting that is not a permanent product. It's a reusable or a replaceable product. Think about large battery packs for those Power Wheels cars for kids, for example, or vacuum cleaners and the replacement bags and filters and stuff that people need to purchase. There are all kinds of products like that out there in the market that people not only will go out and purchase one time, but then because it is something they need for another product they already own, they will purchase that thing over and over and over again as long as they continue to own that product.